Welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita, and today is episode 118, I believe. So, today is the last episode when I'm talking about stresses in relationships, at least for now. So, and obviously, I can talk forever about that, but I thought maybe I should just change the subject to something else, not just relationships. So, the last thing I want to talk about for now, how stress can be caused in relationships that has to do with unresolved grievances. Those things that can really influence the way you look at the person, build resentment over time, and just overall cause stress when you shouldn't be there. And obviously, it has to do a lot of with forgiveness, and that could be a very stressful topic, although it shouldn't be. But it all depends, as I hear. I had quite a few and friends and clients as well that something happened to them in the past and they just couldn't find enough strength to let it go. The stressful situation about this is they kind of trap themselves in it because when I contributed a chapter to one of the books, Wellness Universe book, 25 Tools for Goddesses, I was talking about releasing the hot coal, how to forgive someone. And in that chapter, I was telling a story how I forgave my alcoholic father for, well, just being abusive, really, and just being who he is and inflicting this childhood trauma for me that now carrying in my adulthood. And how is that you forgive someone that did so much, especially the person that's supposed to take care of you? And there's lots of people that cannot let go of things that happen to them. But when they immediately lock themselves into it, is like any conflict, like I always say, can be resolved by just talking and communicating how you feel to that other person. And I'm inviting you now to think about someone that, and again, I hope you don't have anyone that there are still some grievances holding you back. But if there are any, you know, think about that person. What really happened? And then ask yourself, well, can I just resolve this and just kind of let it go and forgive and forget right now without solving anything, without talking to them? And if your answer is no, you cannot do it just like that, then maybe you should think about you need to vocalize how that made you feel to the person and invite him to a conversation. Now, many times when I tell this to my clients, they immediately get very triggered, and most of the time, they're even afraid of those people that had a conflict. So for them to talk with that person is out of there's like no way. They will not be going back. Or maybe that person who happens, well, in that conflict is not even alive. So how are you going to talk to them if they're not even around? I think it's all have to be solved inside yourself. And you could be that you could meet that person and you say, this is what it is, and this is how you hurt me, and this one happened. And they may not even give you a resolution. They may not even tell you that they're sorry if that's what you expect them to say. So the things can get even worse because then you can think and lose trust in yourself of thinking, I gave that person a chance. And what was I thinking of expecting them to change? What's wrong with me? And then you feel like, feeling ashamed that you even how you could even fell for this and you're disappointed because you tried to do the best but it didn't come out. So it could be kind of tricky if you really want to talk with that specific person that caused so much grief. So I would just recommend to heal from inside and really look in that situation and say, well, how much that changed you? How much that influenced your life? And what can you do about that right now? Because when you start healing your wounds, the forgiveness will come along as a process. And it's like a side effect. Because really, when you think about it, the person that did something for you, they moved on. I don't, there's so many cases that, um, you may be holding on to something that somebody said or somebody did that looks huge in your mind. But if you talk to them, they don't even remember. They're like, no, I never said that. Or was that like that? I had no idea. So it's all of this, how big that you going to make it to be big. I love the practice of imagine that that person that you want to talk about and you have a conflict is standing in front of you and just tell them all that you want to say. And if you even can be in the situation in like in the environment where you're by yourself, then you even can talk loudly. You can yell at them, you can be all upset, and it should help you to feel better because then you're really honoring your own needs. You are there for yourself, and it definitely can help you to release all of that energy. If you don't want to talk or yell or whatever with them, you write them a letter. Obviously, don't send them, or send them if you feel like it. But that also will help you to let go of those emotions and clear your mind. And even maybe you get inspiration on what to do next. A lot of times we just need to be acknowledged. And if you're acknowledging yourself, that is also very huge because you showing to yourself that you are not abandoning yourself as that other person did. And it not necessarily has to be a family member, not necessarily needs to be a significant other, or could be a business partner, could be a coworker, could be anyone that you got disappointed in. And maybe they let you kind of let down what you were expecting them to hold their side of the stick. And overall, it's nothing new. I'm about to say, if you holding grudges and grievances or whatever, that is really impacting you physically. And the sooner you let that go, the better. Because when you let go, you release all of that space, and then you become available for the new emotions, new experiences come into your life. So I'm inviting you now to think, do you have any conflicts that you need to resolve? Do you have any resentments towards other people? Make a list and then identify what that you're going to do about that. Because if you're doing nothing, nothing's going to change. So that resentment, that pain is still going to be there. And then decide by every person what you're going to do. You want to call them and you tell them how you feel. Maybe you'll have enough courage to open up, and even so scary to have this conflict, you're still going to tell them how that made you feel. Or you're going to write them a letter. You're going to meet them. Whatever that is, you have to make action. You have to do something to make you feel better. So if you have any ideas or you had some different tools or different techniques how it helped you in your life to forgive someone or solve the conflict, I would love to hear it. So leave me a comment below. And if you watch this video and it was useful for you, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new here, welcome, welcome. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And please give me more ideas. What do you think I should be talking about next? I think I'm going to start a new series about stress management in the workplace. How about that? So I'll be very open for your questions. And then I'll see you then.